Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, fam bam? What's going on out there? It is the homie, Mainman Mademan, sliding through off the early morning. And y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, going down on Thursdays and Sundays here on Mainman Mademan's Boxing. Just want to slide through real quick off the early morning, 9 a.m. here in the DMV. Gonna get in and get out. Won't be here long. Just want to drop a quick word. You know what I'm saying? Working hard, fam. Upcoming video. Be on the lookout for it. Great suggestion yesterday from one of the subscribers who said to sit down and drill down on this franchise championship. So that's exactly what I did. Be on the lookout for that video. We're going to be breaking this franchise championship down, as well as going through some of the histories of the belts and letting everybody know and just kind of showing everybody how, you know, stuff like this has not only been tried in the past as well as in the present. You know, this type of thing has been wanting to happen for quite some time, and that is add more belts into boxing. And this has been a want from sanctioning bodies for as long as we can remember. It's just the fact that they got the balls to do it now. And we're going to break that down. We're going to break that down. But this morning, I want to talk about my main man, Keith. Is that all good? Can I talk about my boy, Keith? Keith One-Time Thurman yesterday comes out with one of his long 25-minute workout videos. I'm not going to play that video here. We gave Keith Thurman that kind of airtime last time when he did something like this. And what he did is he did another workout video. It was like 30 minutes long before, and we covered every second of it. We broke the whole video down, and a lot of that stuff that he said in that video yesterday was a lot of rehash points. I mean, talking trash about Pacquiao, talking trash about Errol. He is the best. He is the greatest thing in the world. He's on his way back. Salute to all of the fam stopping through this morning. Mackenzie Daily Betting Tips. Good morning, fam. Good morning. Good morning. Zeno, my brother. What's up with you? Good morning to you, Zeno. Good morning. Good morning. Stormy B-Man in the building. Good morning, Stormy. Good morning to you, family. Good morning. Mike, what's up, homie? What's goody, man? We got something to talk about. He say the prediction king. I know that's right. Hey, you gonna predict Earl versus Bud? Go ahead and give Bud that winning flag, fam. Chin Smoke, good morning to you, man. Good morning, Chin Smoke. Marquis, what's up with you, man? Salute to all of the fam sliding through this morning. Good morning to Muhammad Ali. Good morning, family. Good morning. Good afternoon, champ. On the kids run to school. Oh, okay. Good afternoon to you. Salute to everybody that's already enjoying the day, you know. Let's get to this real spill real quick, man. Now, the thing is this, man. Keith Thurman comes out with this video yesterday. And, of course, like I said, most of it was the same rehash stuff that we've already heard. One thing stood out, though. One thing that really stood out to me that was very, very important. And I'm just going to play the quick couple seconds of audio when he said this particular portion. And let's listen to this. Let's listen to this.
Shoot, man. Fight Ugas, Charlo, or Hurd. Okay, Ugas a welterweight. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. That could be one time the next fight. It could be me and Ugas in the ring all night. That's a fight. You know, that's a legitimate comeback for me. You know, and I think he's a regular champ right now. He got decent status. You know, I like that. Garcia rematch will be nice.
All right, I'm gonna stop right there. So the man says that he loves the Yourdenis Ugas fight. That could be his next fight. He has a championship, a regular championship. It makes perfect sense. And I agree 100% with Keith Thurman. I liked the Yourdenis Ugas fight for Keith Thurman. Now, of course, not quite all the way a believer, because he lets this video out right here. Then the very next video he puts on his IG is him sitting down eating ravioli or something like that. I don't know what that was he was eating. I'm looking at him like, bro, this is like night and day from the video that I just watched 2 minutes ago. I watched you 2 minutes ago on the exercise bike. You're sweating buckets. You're looking good. You're working out. You look like you're putting that work in. And the very next video, your man is sitting around eating Chef Boyardee. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting around like, yo, Keith, here we go, bro. Until I be 100 with you, I'm not just going all the way in. But I will say this. I like the Yourdenis Ugas fight. I really, really do. This fight right here is something brand new. It's a breath of fresh air for Keith Thurman as well as the welterweight division. It makes sense. It hasn't happened before. Yourdenis Ugas is only, due his opportunity back at the top of boxing. So he has a WBA regular championship. It's a perfect position to put Keith back into if he comes back and want to get back into title contention. I like that fight. Not to mention seeing Keith One-Time Thurman not looking in the greatest of shape while he was sitting down eating his ravioli. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look like he was ready to go. Just don't look like it. I mean, I'm in better shape than Keith Thurman right now, all day. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is, don't go back to the top. Errol can wait. Errol can wait. Errol got things to do. Trust me. His plate is more than full. His plate is more than full. When you're talking Terrence Crawford, when you're talking about that situation just in general, and as well as his fight with Danny Garcia, Slim, his hands are full. He's busy. Let the man do what he do. You've already been there. Let him do what you did. That's all he's doing. So let him do it. In the meantime, go do something new. And that new thing is Yourdenis Ugas. I like that fight. That will, without a doubt, if he defeats Yourdenis Ugas, place Keith Thurman at welterweight with the best wins at welterweight, hands down. Love it or hate it, Earl Spence Nation. Love it or hate it. Love it or hate it. Yeah, Earl got the momentum today, without a doubt. Number one at welterweight, without a doubt. I do not deny that. And I always say that. But just keep in mind that what Earl is doing has already been done by a guy that's still at the weight class. And he hasn't been defeated by none of these new age fighters. So the point I'm making to y'all, fam, is I like this Ugas move if Keith Thurman wants to do it. I give him a great shot against Yourdenis Ugas. Is it going to be an easy fight? Absolutely not. Would it be an easy fight? No. No way. I got a lot of respect for Yourdenis Ugas. But that WBA championship that he got around his waist makes him a target. And he, like I said, is on his side of the street. No politics, no crap, no polish. None of that. It makes perfect sense. I like that fight. Should Keith come directly back to Yourdenis Ugas after having all of this downtime? I don't know. That's risky. That's very, very risky. But I do like the fight. I do like the way it places him amongst the welterweights. And on top of that, while he's getting that together, it gives Crawford and Errol, or whoever the winner of Danny and Errol is, it gives them time to clean that up. While Keith is getting himself back into contention. And then once it's all said and done, you put Keith in there with the winner of that situation. Keith is still making himself the final level, I see. He is still looking to make himself the final level. At the end of the day, and that's the one thing that Errol Spence Jr. fans don't like to hear, you still got to go through Keith. Ain't nothing changed. I heard Keith say, Errol Spence said something to the effect of, why you acting like you still champion? Why shouldn't he? You ain't beat him. You ain't beat him. So why shouldn't he? Sean ain't beat him. Danny ain't beat him. So why shouldn't he? Y'all had to let an old man come along and beat him. Y'all ain't beat him. And you know what's crazy about the Errol situation, though? I never understood the fact that, why do you show Danny Garcia and Sean Porter all of this love and respect when they straight curried you when they were champion? These are facts, fam. You can say whatever you want. You know, he doesn't show the same vigor today, at least. He did at one time, but not today, of chasing Keith than he does with Sean and Danny. You trying to walk in the footsteps, brother? Is that what it is? It's all good. But you still got to see Keith. You still got to see Keith. You still got to see Keith. Bud, you got to see Keith. You know what I mean? Let's not act like this doesn't apply to Bud, neither, Bud Nation. I love y'all. Y'all know I'm part of the nation, leader of the pack. But at the end of the day, Bud can't get away from this neither. Let's not get this twisted. Keith is in the mix. At least he got to show us he's what he used to be, but he's still in the mix. And I like the fact that he comes out every now and again and reminds everyone who the hell he is, because boxing fans will easily forget that this man is already done what Errol is trying to do. Errol is the 2.0 version of Keith Thurman. Funny, everybody say, yo, man, Keith was wrong for not giving Errol the shot. But when I turn the same argument around to Crawford and say, well, they're wrong for not giving Crawford the shot. You know, Bob Arum. You know, 60-40, 60-40, 60-40. It's stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? You apply the same argument that they did to Errol to Crawford, and you wrong for applying it to Crawford, but it's okay to apply it to Errol. These are facts. These are facts. Y'all didn't like it when Errol got shut out the club, right? But y'all want to shut Crawford out the club, and y'all just happy-go-lucky with that. Everyone's happy. Look at Cozy fighting. But yet when it was Errol, it was, oh, man, boxing is so messed up. I can't stand boxing. I'm about to go start watching MMA because no one wants to face Errol Spence Jr. But it's okay to play that game today, though. You fickle-ass fans. Much love to you, though. You hear me? Let me see what the fam talking about. Keith, not this time Thurman, said Zeno. Yeah, man, he got some time to get himself back together, man. Keith ain't talking about coming back to the minimum 2021. And looking at his body, I understand. You know what I mean? I understand. Yes, sir. What's up, Big Tony in the building? What's up, fam? Good morning, Big Tony. Good morning to you, fam. Good morning. Last of a Dime Breeze says, Keith says a lot of shh, though. I wish I would have seen that live. I would have asked him why he want more than his net worth to fight Bud. Facts. And he kind of dropped some jewels about that. It's like he'll face Bud, but the check got to be right. It got to be a bigger check. And it's crazy, bro. Keith lost me with that one. I will admit, last of a Dime Breed. And I went in on Keith on that. You asked for your net worth. Your entire net worth, every dime that's in your bank account, every asset that you got. You want the total amount of that to get in there with Bud, but yet you didn't get it from Manny Pacquiao. You got 8 million from Manny Pacquiao, allegedly. You got 8 million, but you want 10, you want 10 from Bud. You see? You see? Shit is funny, bro. Shit is funny. Spence better not pay him no attention. The table turned. Now look him. He is like a crumb, Spence. And see, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, if we're going to be consistent with this narrative of the best fighting the best, and we don't want no politics, we got to stay consistent. You know what I mean? I don't like the fact Errol Spence Jr. now, well, I understand what his fans be like, where they did it to him. Well, so did Danny and Sean, but I don't see him acting like that towards them. I don't see him acting like that towards Danny and Sean. He running in the fights with them. But when it comes to Keith, I don't. Why does he think he's still champion, huh? Why does he think he's still the man? I'm the man now. He's not the man no more. I got Jerry Jones. You feel me? I'm gonna tell y'all straight like this. Keith ain't out of this yet. Keith ain't out of this yet, man. And he made that money. Sure, he got comfortable. He eating ravioli. You know what I mean? Perhaps. But one thing I do know about fighting, we all know this as fight fans. When the money run low, the hunger comes back. Don't know if you physically can do what you used to do. But when the money run low, the hunger comes back. No, I ain't ready to count Keith out just yet. Not just yet. Yo, Mike says, but is Keith going to want 10 million? That's the fact. But when it comes to Yourdenis Ugas, no. When it comes to Yourdenis Ugas, no. I really like the Ugas fight, man. Ugas strong core. He's got a lot of motivation right now. Fundamentally sound fighter. I'd love to see how Ugas would deal with the movement of Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman loves to use every inch of that ring to get those hard shots in and get up out of there, moving you to different angles. I would love to see Yourdenis Ugas deal with that. I would love to see it. It's a great barometer measure for Keith Thurman to go back to the top if he's willing to go back to the top. It's a good fight. It makes perfect sense, and it's something brand new. Sean beat Yourdenis Ugas, sure, but we all think that Yourdenis Ugas won that fight. Danny never fought him. Errol never fought him. Keith can come and do and make it definitive and get his name back. It's the perfect opposition. Perfect. And he got a title. Your old title or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. De Niro, good morning, fam. Good morning. Good morning. Fake news. Keith going to get the feathers beat off his duck in it. But see, hey, Mr. De Niro, because we always got this thing of calling Keith a duck, right? Technically, he really got out of the way of just one fighter. And he never told nobody he wasn't going to fight that one fighter. He just said at the right time. That's all he said. The plan went left. Did the plan go south? Did a wrench named Manny Pacquiao get thrown into the machine? 100%. But I guarantee you this. If Keith's plan would have came full circle, we'd have had a monumental fight, champ. I seen what he was trying to do. He was trying to make the next Mayweather Pacquiao, where he felt as though he was doing his part and he needed his dance partner to do his part. And then they'll meet at the top. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. Yeah, it was what's the word? It was prolonging things. Yeah, it was dragging it out, and we know how risky that is. But I did get his vision. I did get where he was coming from. He never X Errol out the picture. Errol was the villain. Every Batman needs a Joker. You know what I'm saying? Every Floyd needs a Pacquiao. And what Keith was doing was just sizing up Errol to meet him on the mountaintop. That's not a bad thing. That fight would have done super numbers. Super numbers. So I get the plan, but the plan went left. So now it's time to pick up the pieces and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Crack Crawford of River said straight drop. Oh, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I think it's almost getting close to time for a Crawford video. I'm noticing y'all comments seeking in. Whenever I get too many anti-Crawford comments, we do a Crawford video. Just to kind of remind everybody. Don't make me have to remind y'all, man. Don't make me have to remind y'all. Mike, what's up, man? Sean Porter was forced to fight him, and Danny Garcia jumped in the ring. Did Keith do any of that? His new name is Keith Big Check Thurman. All day, all day. Or at least you, Mike, can acknowledge the fact that Keith went to Bud and asked for way too much money, priced himself out. At least you can see that. That's always good to see. Because my argument for Bud is these dudes want their net worths. They want stock options. I don't know. They want the company car. They want the company keys. They want it all to face Bud. They want it all. At least you can acknowledge that, man. But it's all good. It's all good. Keith is trying to be relevant. Ugas is a perfect fight for Thurman now. I agree, World McCrea. Couldn't get no better than Yourdenis Ugas. It's the perfect position. Even if he wants to somehow, which I don't think is even humanly possible, to get a Manny Pacquiao rematch. Well, that's the best position to be in right there. That is the best position to be in. Of course, he wants that rematch. It's gone, Keith. It ain't coming back. You had your one chance. The great Manny Pacquiao is moving on to, I don't know, Conor McGregor or a boxing kangaroo or something. Keith is the most dangerous fighter in the division as of right now. I always say that Keith's style is perhaps the most complete style at welterweight. He does everything well. There's nothing bad that he does. There's some defensive flaws there maybe nowadays, but and some questions about injuries and stuff like that. But for the most part, when Keith is on his A game, he hits every cylinder, man. Like the jab is working, the hand speed is there, the movement is there, the boxing IQ there, the ring generalship there. He pulled Sean Porter and Danny Garcia down to his pace. That's how he beat them. Will Errol come down to his pace? Will Bud come down to his pace? These are three kings, man. Regardless if you hate it or love it, fam. Hate it or love it. Everybody can have, you know, whichever one you like, but these are three kings. These are the three kings of the division. Let's just keep it, call it what it is. These are the three kings. Nah, at man, Keith eating lasagna. That's where that weight came from. Oh, that's what he eating lasagna, bro? I sound like ravioli, man. You talking about some put the potato in the crispy thing, and then you put a little olive oil in it, and I'm looking at Keith like, bro, 1 minute you want to bite, man, you sweating. The next thing you know, you sitting there cooking meals, man. You sitting there. I'm like, bro. I'm like, bro, how could you give me a workout video on one hand and 10 minutes later, you sitting around eating Chef Boyardee? Hey, bro, he lost me right there, bro. He really, really did. Man, do Errol got a rematch clause? As far as with Danny Garcia, haven't heard one. No, haven't heard anything about a rematch clause. It could be. PBC is one of those organizations you always kind of find out about the terms of a lot of things in their contract after the fight. They real secretive going into the fight. Then after the fight, we'd be like, oh, yeah, there's a rematch clause. Oh, we didn't hear anything about a rematch clause. So that would normally remains to be seen, but I haven't heard anything about a rematch clause. Sean Porter didn't get one. You know, Sean Porter didn't get one. He went stage left every time EJ was mentioned. He ducked him. World McCrea, see, you're saying duck. I'm saying prepared. He didn't duck, Earl. It's called I'm hooking you up. I'm giving you a chance to make it to the mountaintop. You dig? I want you to meet me there. Keith wasn't saying I will. Keith always said before it's all said and done, I will face Errol Spence Jr. All Earl had to do was continue to do his part. He knew Earl was a dynamic fighter. Matter of fact, Keith Thurman, before anybody, respected Earl more than anyone because he knew from the jump, I'm not going to deal with this kid right now. I'm not going to deal. I'm going to deal with him later on down the line. He's going to be champion. Not only is he going to be champion, he's going to be right up here with me. And so I'll wait for him to get here and we'll make millions. That was the plan. Y'all calling it a duck. This was the best fighter at the welterweight division, Keith Thurman. And he proved it several times. The best fighter at the division. It wasn't a duck. It was a hookup. And now look at Earl. He got the Bud fight, and he's stalling that joint. So can I use the word duck against Errol and Crawford? Because it's not okay when Keith do it, but it's okay when Errol do it. I don't know where we're going. I'm going to say this. Let me just get this out there. And I know Earl Spence Nation going to eat this up, but it is what it is. And I believe Earl's doing the same thing in one way or another. Earl wants a super fight too. Danny and Sean are not super fights. Those good fights, competitive fights, but they're not super fights. And Earl wants one too. Of course, Manny Pacquiao was the first option, but if Pacquiao don't work, it's going to be Terrence or Keith. That's just the facts of the matter. Y'all can hate it on you to hate that. It's going to happen that way. These are the three kings: Keith, Bud, and Errol. Before it's all said and done, they have to mix it up. I don't care. We can keep making videos to the cow come home about ducking and ain't ducking and ducking. It has to happen. If it doesn't happen, boxing goes down the toilet. Facts. It has to happen. It has to happen. If it don't happen, I'll be very disappointed, man. Very disappointed. But it has to happen. Hindsight is 2020, bro. The fight never happened because Keith never fought him. Because Keith lost. Keith lost. But what does Keith, since Keith lost, what does he say? And Earl had a car accident. I mean, a lot of things happened. You know what I mean? This is why you don't prolong these fights and marinate these fights. But he did have a plan to make it back to Earl. He said it too many times. Too many times. My question is, when is Earl going to make it to Crawford? DJ Zion Love in the building. What's up, family? Good morning. Good morning. B. Marsh, what's up, family? What's up with you, man? Good morning. Thurman, Ducked, Spence. Please, y'all, keep the same energy about about Crawford and Earl. I want y'all to, let's not make Earl Keith 2.0. Let's not do that. Okay? Can we be consistent about this then? If we're going to keep going in this Keith Duck Earl road, then I'm going to go down the Earl Duck Crawford road. No, man. They're just waiting for more money to get involved in that fight. They're just trying to make the fight big. So I can say the same thing about Keith, right? No, because see, Keith came face to face with Earl, and yeah, he told him all. Yeah, so did Crawford. That was what, a year or two ago at this point. Still no fight. So is the same thing applying to Earl? No, it's different from Earl because Earl fought Sean and Danny. Keith did the same thing. And on top of that, he got the Manny fight. So what's the difference? Well, but still, it doesn't make it's different with Earl because Earl is gifted. That's how y'all talk to me. So I'm asking, what's the difference between today's Earl and yesterday's Thurman? What's the difference? Riddle me that. Since when is a unification and a mandatory a duck? Never. Not in no one's world, but in Spence Nation world, that's a duck. You know what I'm saying? Oh, a unification and a mandatory. Are you saying from Earl's side, it's a duck? No. First off, if Earl wants the Terrence Crawford fight, it happens. I ain't gonna say it happens. If PBC wants the Terrence Crawford fight, it happens. We got a bad habit of keep placing this at the foot of the fighters, and I got to keep reminding myself to not do that. Place this at the foot of the outfits. So at the end of the day, PBC got to want it. Simple and Simon. PBC has to want it. And, I heard Bob Arum in recent interviews speaking about this, and he's like, yo, man, like, ain't nobody paying for this thing. Yeah, I remember something, man. When Bob Arum talks about money involving Terrence Crawford, what he's telling everybody is two things. The network from the other side is not participating, and they're not putting no money up. Or there is no promoter for me to sit down and call. Errol Spence Jr., amongst any other PBC fighters, have no promoters. They get promoters on a fight-by-fight basis. So who is Bob talking to? Who is he negotiating with? When he says who's going to pay for it, he's saying, I'm at the table, but I'm by myself. That's what he's saying. Those guys fight according to what the network tell them, and when Al Heyman assigns them a promoter. This is why Gary Russell Jr. versus Devin Haney was so hard to do, because Gary don't have a promoter. You get me? And you got to get the blessings of the network to do major crossover fights. And those things are just, those boxes are not checked. That's why this fight ain't happening yet. When Fox is ready, when Fox see fit, and when Al is ready to assign Errol Spence Jr. a proper promoter, you'll know that the fight is going to happen. That's what it is. Bud has a network that he's locked in with, and he has a promoter that he's locked in with. That's how you know the fight's a real talk. You know what I mean? I keep telling y'all that. DGO says Thurman is done, and so is Spence. What? You cannot call yourself an elite fighter if you can't control your diet, and you are flipping Ferraris because Jack Daniels. DGO, boy, you go hard, bro. Crawford is levels above. I feel you, DGO. You go hard, fam. You go hard. We'll see, man. I ain't ready to say they done yet, man. It's far too early. Far too early. Exactly, fam. Stop marinating fights. Exactly. We losing fights more than we getting them with the marination. I'm gonna repeat that. We're losing fights more than we're gaining fights through marination. We used to think that marination was the way to make the fight bigger, which is it truly is, but it's a gamble. It's such a risky gamble in 2020. But we're losing them. We're losing them. I don't want that to happen. D-Lo 44 Boxing in the building. Good morning to the fam, man. Good morning to you, man. Good morning to you. Keith is an absolute clown for that post, man. You talking about the ravioli post? Is that the one you talking about when he was sitting around eating the Chef Boyardee? Bro, Keith Thurman need to cut it out, man. And he all smacking his lips. And man, that was disgraceful, bro. I'm like, bro, how are you going to have your fans going like, yo, he getting himself together and you sitting around, you know what I mean, eating tortellini or whatever that was that he was eating. You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, I can't go all the way yet, man. Can't go all the way. Keith Thurman fought Danny and Porter first all day and did it clean. And did it very clean. Very clean. The hesitation came when it came to Errol. It's like we watched this movie before. We see what Errol is doing. Don't take nothing away from him, but we've seen this movie before. I just can't wait till it's all said and done. When it gets down to the three kings, Keith, Terrence, and Errol. Let's cut the crap out. Let's get Ugas out the way. Let's put Porter out of his misery. Get him out the way too, because he's lost to everyone. Let's get Porter ass up out the way. And let's get down to the three kings. Can we? Shall we? That's what we all want to see. That's what will send boxing through the roof. Let's look at the three kings. Let's get the three kings in the ring. This is as simple as that. But Yourdenis Ugas is the perfect opposition for Keith Thurman right now. Biggest difference is Thurman's behavior. Whenever Errol was brought up, Thurman turned into Captain OG Reedmore from the old Saturday morning cartoons. Hey, man, Keith had a master plan, man. You know what I mean? Keith had a master plan, bro. Keith master plan. It was Errol was the checkout. Errol was the cash out. You know, we thought Manny might have been it, but Errol was that, bro. Errol was always the guy in Keith's sights. Like I told y'all, man, I see it a bit different. I just see it as Keith respecting that man. And Keith knowing that I got to see him. I can't get out of this. Ain't enough injuries in the world. My career cannot be complete without facing Errol Spence Jr. Keith knows this. But in order to get back there, Yourdenis Ugas is the perfect stepping stone. And it ain't a guaranteed win for Keith. That's not a guaranteed win because Keith lay off and he's been out of the ring so long. But that will be the perfect opposition to put you right back in perfect position. I like that fight. Corona took away the crowd. Spence will never fight Bud without a crowd. Not going to happen. Absolutely. Facts. Facts. These are the things that we got to look at, fam. These are the things that we got to look at. Earl should be counting his lucky stars. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no crowd, so he ain't got to see Keith. You know what I mean? Count your lucky stars. I mean, he ain't got to see, I'm sorry, not Keith, but Crawford. Man, come on. Can't wait for this Crawford-Kell Brook fight, y'all. Can't wait for this Crawford-Kell Brook fight. I'm going to attempt to do a video today and try to shed light on the PBC promoter by committee situation that I think most people don't realize. That'll be a great video. I'll definitely be looking out for that, D-Lo. More people do need to be educated about that. They don't know how PBC get down. And if we just hear about, oh, well, that ain't happening. This ain't happening. These guys have no promoters. That's their business model. They don't get locked into promotional companies. They have their own promotional companies and they find a promoter to help them out. It's a good formula. It helps them get money. But at the end of the day, it also makes it harder to negotiate fights because they don't have no one to negotiate with. You know what I mean? I don't think Thurman can beat Ugas. Mr. De Niro, I'm telling you, that's a good fight. Ugas has got a lot of momentum right now. He's happy, and on top of that, he's got him a world champion. You see him on his social media with his wife. They doing the cha-cha slide together and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good, bro. I'm happy for Ugas. But at the end of the day, if Ugas can get through Keith Thurman, man, he going straight to Errol. He going straight to Errol because Errol got out. Well, Ugas got out of the way, or Errol got out of the way back in the day. I don't want to go down that road because I don't want a lot of people like, no, that's not what happened, and this what happened, whatever. We ain't getting Bud and Errol. Spence keep mentioning Canelo and Manny nowadays, and he still hasn't fought Danny. The fight no one asked for. Absolutely. The fight no one asked for. I agree with that 100%. No one asked for a Danny fight. No one asked for Danny. Danny's like the 6th, 7th best welterweight at this point and in today's time. No one asked for this fight, but it is what it is. It is what it is. You keep mentioning Canelo. What are you mentioning Canelo for? Earl better stay the hell away from Canelo right now, bro. Let Canelo got lawsuits he thinking about, unless they trying to lure Canelo over to PBC, and that's some sort of bait. Like, you know, come on over here, you'll get an Earl Spence Jr. fight. Nah, man. Talk about Bud. See, what Earl trying to do, right? Let me tell y'all what Earl trying to do before I get out of here. Earl is trying to make y'all forget. He want y'all to forget who Keith Thurman is. They want to bury Keith Thurman. They don't want Keith rearing his head because he don't want people to be reminded that, oops, I'm doing something that's already been done. He wanted to seem innovative. He wanted to seem like this ain't been done, like I'm doing something great. So the more Keith come out and talk, it's like people keep being reminded about this little ponytail head dude. Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here. Close the door. Keep him out. I don't want no one knowing about Keith Thurman. It's almost like Trump and Obama. I want to wipe him from the history books. You know what I mean? So I'm glad Keith constantly comes back out and remind the fans who I am, what I've done. Don't discount me because I lost to Manny Pacquiao. These young boys ain't beat me. These young boys ain't beat me. And I'm coming back. I want Yourdenis Ugas. I'm going to take his belt and show everybody these young boys ain't beat me. Earl, why you walking around boxing like you beat me? You ain't beat me. Let's not forget that, fam, bam. Earl walks around boxing like he beat Keith. No, you didn't. I don't know why y'all forget, man. Y'all seem to forget. I just never saw Thurman as good as most people. I saw Keith writing on the wall even during his rise. I didn't. I think that Keith just kind of, the silk sheets got to him, bro. If Keith would have stayed hungry on the ground like he was coming up, there would have been nothing touching Keith, bro. His style was too good. He does too many things good. He makes the right adjustments. He makes the proper adjustments. He has all of the necessary tools. I thought Keith had the mindset. He had it all, man. I disagree. When Keith is hitting on all cylinders, bro, he's hitting on all cylinders. This is the reason his rise was what it was. And he didn't shy away from those early hard fights. Like he took Sean and Danny back to back, the same way that Earl is doing. So I can't. And he took a younger Danny, a fresher Danny. You know what I'm saying? Didn't he take Porter's O? He didn't take Porter. No, he didn't take Porter's O. Kel took Porter's O. I'm about to say, but he took Danny's O. No, did he take Danny's O? Yeah, he took Danny's O. He took Danny's O. Nah, man. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I got Danny beating Spence. Okay. Hey, I can't wait till we get to that fight, bro. We all are curious to know what that young boy looking like, man. I got Earl, man. I think if Earl is 80% of himself, he destroys Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Shaking my head. Whatever happened to that email that all PBC fighters got that said everyone is going to fight everyone? Exactly, fam. That was pre-COVID, though. To their credit, that was pre-COVID. You know, COVID is unpredictable. Everyone's business plans are out the window right now, so I'm sure theirs as well. So it's not about, COVID came and just threw everybody's game off. You know what I mean? For Ben, good morning, fam. Good morning to you. Kell Brook doesn't have a promoter, but the fight was made. Bob said he dealt with someone named Baza. Who the hell is Baza? Hey, he had to do what he had to do. At least he found someone, because Eddie straight abandoned him. Eddie abandoned him, in my opinion. People wondering why Eddie didn't deal with Kell Brook too much during the situation. My opinion is the reason that Eddie Hearn backed off is because he wanted Kell Brook to face Liam. Which one was it? Was it Liam Smith? The Liam Smith fight was the fight that Eddie Hearn wanted for Kell Brook. It's an in-house fight. He would have got Sky Sports on board. Kell Brook bucked that fight. He's been bucking that fight for months. Go back and look it up. Liam Smith thought he was going to fall right into. Kell Brook never wanted that fight, and it pissed off Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn didn't really want Kell to go towards Bud. And then some people thought that they wanted the Bud. No, it happened in the UK. Maybe that would have helped because they could have put it on at a decent time in the UK. But the fact of the matter is, if you wasn't going to face Liam Smith in the UK where they can put it on at a decent time, and you want to face Bud Crawford in America where we got to put it on here in the middle of the night, well, him and Eddie Hearn probably beefing about that. You know, and as you can see, Sky Sports is not on board. They're not down to show this fight at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We just recently heard about the Vasil Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez numbers that just came out where they talking 3 million. 3 million. Sky Sports, eat your heart out. Yo, that fight would have did great number. Y'all missed a history-making performance because they didn't want to put it on. Fight TV, here they come. Fight TV, bright lights in the building. What's up, fam? What's up with you? DMV, baby, in the building. You already know. You already know. Much love to you, fam. Much love to you. Notice, Thurman is only about 1 to 2 rounds better than Danny Swift Garcia and Showtime Sean Porter. But to go back-to-back like that, bro, at that time, was noteworthy, man. I mean, that's just something you can't discount. That is 2 of the best back-to-back fights in boxing. Like, most cats wasn't taking that caliber back-to-back, and he took them back-to-back, and it's noteworthy. It's noteworthy. It's noteworthy. You know what I'm saying? It's noteworthy. As soon as they say Bud to PBC, now Spence talking Canelo. Bud ain't going to PBC, bro. I heard that little talk about from Bob Arum. Bud ain't going to PBC. The only way Bud goes to PBC, he got to be brought out first. Bud, I mean, who's going to buy him out? Who's going to buy him out and send him on over there to PBC and give him a new deal? That's a lot of money. Is Bud worth that investment? That's what y'all got to ask yourself. I don't see it happening. I don't think Bud goes nowhere, and he shouldn't have to go nowhere. I don't understand when people be telling me, you got to go to PBC. ESPN is the bigger network. That don't make sense. You see that Lomachenko on him just did 3 million on one station? Man, he getting a better deal. He get it. I ain't getting to all that. I'm not getting to that. I got Ugas beating Keith. I think Keith stops Mikey. Oh, he stops Mikey all day. Ugas and Keith is going to be a good fight. I got Keith slightly edged, but that's only if Keith comes into that fight tip-top condition, mindset, ready to go. If he comes in there, you know, making excuses and feeling all sorry for himself and still eating ravioli and frosted flakes in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Still got the 40-year-old soccer dad body, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of things like that. No. But I give Keith a great shot if he comes in as the old Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait, fam. Can't wait. Keith Ugas is another fight no one asked for. Ugas got a WBA wooden belt, fresh off a split decision with Abel Ramos, another no-name. Facts. A foul player, you going in this morning. Facts. But hey. The thing is, I think for Keith being off for such a long layoff, though, Ugas is a good fight. I mean, to be off such a long layoff and to go back into somewhat of a championship fight with an asterisk beside it, maybe it's a championship fight. If you squint your eyes and look at it in the dark, you can see it's a championship fight. It's somewhat of a championship fight. You know what I mean? And Ugas' name right now is doing pretty good. We do perceive him as beating Sean Porter, and he did beat Abel Ramos. So, you know, let Keith come on back. If he can come back to Josecito Lopez, then let him come on back to Yourdenis Ugas. You know what I mean? I would love to chop it up with you on Keith one day. Great for era of welterweights, but he looked pedestrian as level of opposition has increased, but he didn't lose, D-Lo. That's natural. It's because if your opposition increases, the knockouts start to disappear. The rounds seem a bit long. The fight becomes a much more harder fight because the competition level stepping up. But the fact of the matter is he's beating these dudes. He lost against old Manny. I'm sure Manny would never run that fight back because Manny will get stopped in the rematch, I believe. But at the end of the day, he beat these dudes, you know, as his opposition increased. Now, if you want to say that, look at Sean Porter. Now, Sean Porter is the one that barely scraped past Yourdenis Ugas but got the win. Stuff like that, I believe, applies to him. You feel me? I mean, he lost to Ugas, and in my opinion, he lost to Keith, he lost to Kale, he lost to Earl. Now, that type of criticism can be applied to Porter. But as for Keith, I don't know, fam. But we're going to chop that up, fam. We can definitely chop that up. And, fam, you know you always welcome on here, dog. You know what? I'm going to do something in the evening, man. I got to do one of these type of live streams so I can get you on here. I would love to hear your take. Salute to D-Lo 44 Boxing. Check out his channel, fam. Please check him out. He is a very, very good boxing channel, man. Danny Swift Garcia has done nothing at 47 to write home about. That's why I'm never with the whole if EJ beats Danny Swift Garcia. Here's a top pop narrative. So I see what you're saying. You're saying that since Danny didn't do anything, there shouldn't be too much credit given for Danny Garcia at welterweight. I gotta disagree with that because Danny is better than the average fighter. You see what happens when you put Danny in there with average fighters. He smack them all across the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like he beats them like easy work. It's like he ain't even barely sweating, you know. So, I mean, he's above average. He's definitely above average. Now, is he elite at this point? I don't think so. I don't think so. A lot of y'all still holding on to what he did at 140 and saying he's elite. You know, I think he lost too much. But he still got a good fan base, so it's good for him. Who is the number one welterweight? I'm rocking with Errol. I think Errol Spence Jr. is the number one welterweight the time being. He is the only unified champion. He is the only unified champion, and that type of result is only can be taken at the moment. So at the moment, it's Errol Spence Jr. Now that could change next year, you know what I mean? But it's definitely, I think Errol Spence Jr. is the number one welterweight. He from you know what I'm saying? DeJuan Sanders, you from DC all day, born and raised, KWA for life, homie, Kenilworth all day. You know what I'm saying? Still out the DMV. Never gonna leave this home sweet home. You already know. For sure, man. If you from DC, bro, rock with the homie, man. We doing it our way. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Salute, brother. What's up, Bruce Goes? Good morning to you, man. Good morning to you. Good morning. Bruce Goes in a building. Good morning. I have never been high on Porter either, but those guys are the top of this crop of welterweights. This has not been a great welterweight era, but it's hyped because of the previous temperature in the division. We definitely got to chop it up, fam. I ain't got enough time this morning to really get into it, but we definitely got to talk about this welterweight division. I see you coming from a total different point of view. You coming from that you don't think that this era is that strong. You think these champions are flawed. And I hear you, but that would be something that I guess we can come to a consensus on in a discussion. You know what I'm saying? I would love to chop it up with your fan bam about that. We're going to definitely do that. Definitely. I like this era of welterweights, man. I like them. I think in Danny's case, he's just a 140 guy. His best days were at 140. Sean Porter is just a guy that he's a win, lose, or draw guy. I mean, stylistically, what he does, you know, smothering his own work and being such a wild man, you know, but he's going to beat the average fighter. Man, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Ugas beat Porter easier than anyone has, in my opinion. Wow. I agree with you there, bro. I don't know about easier, but I definitely believe that Ugas won that, man. And that's why I like this fight for Keith. It just sets up everything proper. It just puts Keith right back into the perfect position. Right back. Danny Swift Garcia is above average for sure. Danny left hook to Spence's chin is not a good look. The no look left hook got to land. We'll see what Earl, I mean, I don't think any of us can say definitely what's going to happen in that fight. We just don't know. You know what I mean? We know what we know of Earl and we know what we know of Danny, but I don't know if that's going to apply this time around with such a long layoff, one coming off injury. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just really don't know. I'm expecting for Earl to destroy Danny. I'm expecting that. I don't mean that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's going to happen. They talk about Danny at 140, but forget about Bud at 140. My brother, stay in D.C. too, Mississippi Southeast. Oh, okay. Foul player. You out here too? Oh, man, that's what's up, bro. I ain't know that, man. Salute, fam. Salute. Yeah, man, they do talk about Danny at 140 and forget Bud was totally undisputed at 140. And forgot when Bud comes to the division that Danny runs out of the division. They don't like talking about that, you know what I mean? They don't like talking about the fact that Bud came up there in a shorter amount of time and did what Danny never done. And that's got every single belt. They don't talk about those type things. They don't talk about it. They don't talk about Lamont might have got Danny. You know, they don't talk about that. Danny want to run up to a catch weight when Bud comes to the division. They don't want to talk about that. No. It's all right for Danny to fight at 100. What do you for that? 144 for Lamont Peterson fight when Bud got to the division? My man ran a 144. He didn't even go to the full-fledged welterweight. He ran a 144. Those are facts. You know what I'm saying? I guess I just think of today's welterweight division as being top heavy. I feel you, fam. I feel you, though. I mean, you're looking at the previous eras, man. You know, you're looking at the Sugars and the Durans and the Hearns and the Haglers, and you comparing, and you're not doing anything wrong as a boxing fan by doing it. That's the level of excellence that we all should demand from our fighters. Now, I'm one to believe that politics now is just a different beast than it was yesterday too. Today's politics is just a much different beast, bro. And the power is land. It's too much power with these promoters. These fighters got to take some powers back in this fight game. That's why I'm so happy to see a lot of fighters now developing stables. That's a great thing. When I hear Errol Spence Jr. say, I got a fighter on my card, when I hear who else was that? Mikey Garcia say he got fighters coming up. When I hear any of these fighters say that they got a stable of fighters, of younger fighters that they bringing up under them, when I hear Tank say that, and that makes me feel good for the future. Take the power away from these promoters. Bob Arum, he ain't gonna be around much longer. You got to take the power back. And the way that these fighters are going to do it, look at Floyd. Floyd is laying the blueprint perfectly. We can say what we want about his TMT stable. Oh, they're not that good. They're not that great, but he has a stable. And as a former fighter, he's guiding his stable. I feel better with boxing being in the hands of fighters than in the hand of these greedy ass promoters. You know what I'm saying? And that works. Real spill. There's nothing wrong with the welterweights of this era. The problem now is that's it. Business of boxing has evolved. No one is fighting for legacy now. It's all money. Facts, World McCrea. I couldn't have said it no better, bro. I couldn't have said it no better. And that's the difference today, bro. The politics is just a different beast. It's a different beast. Everyone wants the dollar. Everyone wants to command the narrative. Social media has changed things to everyone wants to come out and become an act now. Everyone wants to be, you know, some attention grabbing type person. You know what I mean? We seeing fighters that are half as talented as some fighters getting paid 3 times as much. I'm gonna say that again. We seeing fighters half as talented being paid 3 times as much. Those are facts. But that's what's wrong with boxing. The Boxing King Archive. Mainman, do you think Errol Spence would have still unified a welterweight if he had to fight Ugas for the WBC? Do you think Ugas would have been a tough fight? Can you see the fight in your mind? I could definitely see the fight in my mind. And I think that would have been I think it would have been a fairly, I ain't gonna say even. I definitely favor Errol Spence Jr. It would have been a challenge, I believe. I don't think it would have been a whitewash. But I'm looking at about an 8-4 fight. An 8-4 fight between Ugas and Errol. I just believe that down the stretch, Ugas will become a little bit too stationary. Sometimes he likes to get into these things where he stands there and become mano, and he becomes too stationary. I think Errol Spence Jr. will use his length properly and hit him downstairs. But Ugas got length as well. It'll be a good fight, but I favor Errol Spence Jr. I think the relentlessness down the stretch will prove to be a problem for Ugas because Earl's not going to stop. What Ugas is going to deal with in the first 5 rounds, he's going to deal with in the last 7 rounds. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Adrian Cole in the building. What's up, family? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I got to get ready to hit it, fam. I got to get ready to get low, man. You know what I'm saying? No BS. Lamont got him. They sweep that under the rug, fam. They sweep that under the rug. He ran the 144 to Lamont Peterson to get away from Bud and ran into a brick wall, but they sweep that under the rug. I think the crop coming up with will make the division very strong. Them guys coming up from 140 and the prospects of I can't wait for that to happen. When Ramirez, when Taylor, when you bring them boys up, and the Mir Mom, you can't stay down there forever either, bro. I don't even know if he's still around. But when them boys come back up, dang, Bud gonna have all the smoke he needs, man. Teofimo Lopez is talking about going to 140. I don't know how this is all gonna play out, but it doesn't matter to me. Undisputed versus undisputed. I don't care how you do it. From the 140 guy can face the 47 guy, the 47 guy can face the other guy. However you want to do it, I don't care. All that comes before Devin, and I'm down to see it, man. I'm down to see it. That is so true. Even if they don't admit it, everyone wants to see how Earl looks after the accident. That's it. That's it. And you know, like I said, I believe in the kid. I believe in him. I definitely believe in Errol Spence. Just because I'm pro Crawford, and that doesn't mean I don't believe in Earl. I'm pro Keith, but that doesn't mean I don't recognize what Errol Spence Jr. is. I recognize exactly what he is. And he's a very talented fighter. Very talented, relentless fighter. And if he's anything like he used to be, the division has a problem. The division has a problem. My only question is, does Errol complete his legacy in my eyes by making it through Crawford and by making it through Keith? Those are the last remaining questions for Errol at welterweight. I ain't even really concerned about the Manny situation no more. If it happens, it happens. Great bag of money for Errol. I'm expecting Errol to win. It is what it is. But I'm going to tell you straight like this. If Errol want that completed legacy, you have to involve Keith and Bud. You can avoid it for as long as you want. We can put politics up, obstacle after obstacle, 60-40, that, this, that, and the third. Let me look at your numbers. What did your numbers do? What did your number? We can get through all. Once all that shit is over, at the end of the day, miss me with it. We're going to have to get these three kings in the ring. I don't know if any of their legacies will be complete if they don't see each other. And this is just not an Errol thing. So let me make that crystal clear. If Bud don't fight Keith, if Bud don't fight Errol, it's a stain on him too. And if Keith retires before facing one of these men, it's a stain on him too. This is not how kings move. I need these three fighting in any order you like. Miss me with the shit. I'm tired of this. I'm done with this 60-40, 30-50. Who many in the crowd? Who said what said what? Did you see that line? Did you miss that interview? I'm sick of that, man. We've been doing that for 3 years almost. 3 years. And y'all sitting here telling me that this fight won't sell. 3 years almost. Bud been at this since 2017. We've been doing this for years. And I can't do it no more with y'all. I've never done this over one fight. Not even Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And I've been here quite some time. And I've never nurtured a fight this damn long. This is getting to the point of just being clown shit. So at the end of the day, fam, don't misunderstand me out there for any of y'all. Though I rock with Bud, though I rock with Keith, all of them, pox on all their houses if they don't fight. None of their legacies will be complete. And they all will look like clowns at the end of the day. So it is what it is. So let's not make no mistake about it, fam. It ain't just all the way on Errol. It takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. And none of these dudes' legacies will be complete. Now, I will admit, if Bud would have went up to 54, though, and got that Texas fight, woo, what a legacy point. But he ain't do it. He didn't do it. You need these two. Make no mistake about it. I'm going to get up out of here, fam. Much love to the fam. You know what I'm saying? I got to get going, man. I got to get my day started, man. I catch up with you. Yo, we could do this all day long, bro. I swear on everything. I've been on here 52. My intentions was to come on here for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. We can do this all day long. I'm going to have to pick a day. What we going to do about it? Because I've been noticing cats now, they do 3, 4, 5 hours. I can't do it. I can't do it. You know what I mean? But we got to spend more time on this live stream. And I got to get the fam on here because we can do this all day. Much love to y'all. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Rock the bells for the homie. I got to get low, man. Much love to the entire fam. Salute to everybody in Mainman Mademan's Boxing Forum on Facebook. Go check us out. Salute to the fam. D-Lo 404 Boxing, man. Appreciate you. $80 in my sock drawer for 2 years waiting on Bud and EJ. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, man, that money got mold growing on it, man. Like, damn, bro. I'm ready to spend the money. The second that they say go, the money is gone. That's the crazy part. And, you know, here go the biggest lie in the world. The fight won't sell. There's not enough money in the fight. The day you announce, hear me, fam. I want my folks to be under no misunderstandings. The day that Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford get announced, the stock market's going to shake. Bro, everything going through the roof. Vegas gonna make money. Everybody making money. Bets going through the roof. Video after video. YouTube will be completely blanketed with Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford videos from the day it gets announced to the day that the fight happens. Make no mistake about it. It's a humongous fight. The golden question is, what is these networks gonna do? And I want y'all to also remember something. In order for us to get a fight of this caliber, it must involve networks. The only reason that we got Pacquiao versus Floyd is because the networks did it. Don't believe that phony story about the fighters did it. The networks did it. Much love to the fam, man. I catch up with y'all real soon, man. Much love to you all. To the next video, man. Peace out.